Discuss about an SOQL. So SOQL is stand for a Salesforce Object Query Language. So Salesforce Object Query Language is a Salesforce proprietary query language designed to specifically to retrieve data from a Salesforce organization, and this think of as an SQL specialized cousin optimization for Salesforce multi-talented architecture and object relationship. So SOQL is essential for an Apex developer, enabling you to fetch and record dynamically based on a runtime condition or for user input or a complex business logic. So it's an object-oriented query standard and a custom object and a relationship aware driven part parent and child relationship for. So what it means, so basically the SQL we have used it in the syntax of an SQL in a SOQL. So SOQL is specifically built for an Apex to retrieve an data from a database. So it's like an SQL. So it will help you to take in a data from a database. So retrieve a data from a database. So basically we have an syntax here. So firstly we have an select. Here is an example. We have in a select, suppose name, phone from account, and then return a list account object with the name and phone. Let's move forward with an example. So we will move forward to the developer console first. So when we came at in developer console, we have three options for a query writing. So we have a firstly anonymous window. So let us move forward with an anonymous window first. Just click on a debug here and then open executive anonymous window. By control E you can use it. So here I am just going to implement an one SOQL query here. So I'm just making it big and zoom it. So now we are able to see it properly, and then we are going to use an uh, SOQL query here. So firstly we just need to define a list for fetching and data. We just need a list for SOQL. Suppose we have a list of account, and then ECC list. So we have variable name as ECC list. Then we are creating a new for the list, and then defining again it is for account object ACCOUNT, and here like that we have familiar with them creating a list, but you don't need to write that much statement. You just need to write an list account at ACS list. Then you just need to cut it over here. Just write an directly SQL query to retrieve and data. Firstly, we will use an select for that. I just want an ID from an account object, and I want a name. Then I want suppose I want a rating from an account object, and then I'm just going to write in a form from. So from means account object. So you just need to provide an account object API name here. So for the standard object you can provide a directly name. For the custom object you just need to define an object name dash c. So here is an API name. You can find it on your system as well. So we are just limiting that. So I am using to going to use a limit. So I think limit up to 5 records. So I am limiting it. Then going to print it over here. For the printing purpose, I just using the for loop. So for account. So this is your API name, and then you are going to use an ACC creating a name variable name as ACC, and then providing an ACC list here. And here I'm going to print the statement system.debug, and here I am going to print an ACC, and just click on execute. Sorry. So here is a missing semicolon at where it's missing. Okay, here I'm missing semicolon over here, then execute it, and it's going to execute. Click on a debug only. So here is the list of records. So file record we have fetched from a database. So this is an example of an announce window. Then we move forward within query editor. So here on the like that, if you are saying like that, you just need to click on that object here. So here if you click on that, query editor is open. Then you just need to click on a query editor. Here is your query editor. Then you just need to write in a query. Suppose I am writing in a select. So you just need to directly write to query without using any square bracket. So select and semicolon as well. You won't be able to use a semicolon over here. Select ID, uh, comma, name. Then I'm going to fetch a record from an account object. So I'm using an from account. Then I am using a limit till 5. I'm just click on execute here. Here while clicking on execute, I'm getting record over here. So if I close it again and I'm just clicking on execute, so here you are able to see a ID and name. Okay, then we are move forward with the class. So we click on a file, click on a new Apex class. So Apex class naming as uh, SOQL demo, SOQL like so demo SOQL lecture 1 I'm finding as. So what is basically an SOQL? So SOQL is stand for a Salesforce object query language used to get or fetch an existing data. You can use it in an anonymous window, query editor, and class. So we are now discuss with an query editor, anonymous window. Now we are going to discuss in a class. So for using in a class, we just need to create one method. So I am creating a method over here. Suppose I am creating a method as a public static void. Then I'm going to create a method name as uh, SOQL demo. Then I just need to create a list for storing the data. So suppose I'm creating a list. So I just create a list over here for account object account. Then I am going to create an ACC list over here. Then I'm just selecting an select statement. Select ID, name from account, and then limit then then you can like write like that, or you can write like that as well. So what we are going to define, we are just fetching content record and storing into a list. So into a list, we have a use and a limit function here. So accept limit. So firstly we will execute it. So I am not going to execute in properly. Okay, just going to execute it for you. Just click on it. For your understanding purpose, I am going to use the section Control C, Control V. You just need to click on Control S for saving purpose. Then you are able to run it. So Control C again, dot Control V, and I am going to execute it. So while clicking on execution, you will find the debug section here. So click on the debug only. I am not getting any kind of record here. So what's the problem? We need to find it out first. So account ID, I'm storing an ten record of an account. So account set contains an account list. Okay, everything is fine. Suppose we are Control C. Just check it over here. Everything is okay or something is missing. So I'm clicking on execute. Here I'm getting a record, but for that one I'm not getting a record. So what's the problem here? So we just need to find it out. Just click on the Control S again. So again saving it. Again going to execute it. Click on a debug only. So here we are not able to fetch and record. So I think the problem within a list method. So we are just need to create an list. So here ACC list is equals to new. Yeah, I'm just going to create a list. Uh, I am going to create a list, and then here I'm writing. So Control S, Control E, then click on execute. So here click on a debug only. Okay, I got the problem. There is not a problem with the fetching a record. We won't print it. So that's why it is happening. So if I create like that as well. Okay. We just forget to print it over here. So for that printing purpose, we are just using a for loop. So for ACC the account, ACC is containing an ACC list over here. Then I'm just using a system debug system.debug.acc. I'm going to use it over here. Then I'm clicking on a Control S, Control E. Then just wait to save it. So it's saving. Okay, save. Click on execute. While clicking on execute, click on a debug. So here you are able to find a record. So there isn't problem with the printing method. So we won't define a printing method. And, that's why we are not able to see that record at that time. So now we have an where method. So we have used in limit method. So here we are using an where method. So in a where method, we just need to define a where here. So where I am just writing and where industry is equals to media. I'm just giving a parameter here. So industry is equals to media. Then we need to print that record only. We just need to fetch on that record who have an industry name as a media. So I am just defining here an industry, and when you will going to print it over here. So this is an industry. Okay, industry. And when you are getting to print over here, so I just click on a Control S, Control E, and click on execute. So when you click on a debug only, here you are able to see a record based on the industry is media. So here industry is media for everyone, for the every object. So now let us move forward with the where and operator. So we have three types of operator in a where and, where or where in. So firstly we will discuss about a where and. So industry, and if I using a here and rating, suppose I am using a rating is equals to, suppose I want a hot. So for that purpose I am just printing on the rating over here, rating, and then control S, control E, execute, debug only. Here you are able to find an industry's median rating is what. Only that record is fetched from a list, from a database. So here we have used an and, like that we can use an or operator here. So if I using an or, so if the industry is a media or a rating is hot, so for that we are able to fetch. So now we just save the code, click on execute. After execution, click on a debug only. Here you are able to see that records are having a rating as a hot or a industry as media. So if you don't have an industry rating industry, then if you have a rating only, you are able to fetch it. If you don't have a rating but you have an industry, you are able to fetch it. If you are having a both, then you are also able to fetch it. It's good. And here we are using it now in condition. So where industry, I am just removing that media section, and where industry is in media, industry in, suppose I am using a media, media or energy. I just want to print it, so I'm using that method, and I'm limiting it to till 5. So suppose we are using a limit over here. Just click on Control S, Control E, then going to execute it. After going to execution, click on a debug only. So here, what is happening? We would see the code properly. Okay, Control S. So Control S, Control E. SOQL. Okay, clicking on the saving the sending request. Okay. Firstly, we'll okay. then click on a debug only. So here is an file record, that is industry is energy and rating is hot, or industry is media and rating is hot. So we are just defining an industry over here. So if industry is energy, or rather energy, or industry is media. So for that purpose, industry is energy or media, we are just going to execute that block of code. So here we have discussion where three type of where we have an like and we have an and method here. We have an or method. We have an in method. So in syntax, here is in syntax of in. So here yes, just need to provide an here or whatever the variable one, comma variable. So variable, how much variable you want to give it here, you can give it accordingly, or you want to use an and condition over here, so you can also use it. But for that purpose, you just need to define an industry here. So here you just need to define a industry is equals to then rating, comma rating rating is equals to, like that you just need to define, and in between that you are just able to use an and or operator. So on the based on your requirement, you can use on one of them. Okay, then you have an industry in, we have just discussed about an industry. So let us discuss by an order by. So we have an there are three type of order by. So firstly, I just remove that limit function here, and I click order by, or by. I'm using an order by ascending, so I'm using an ACC here. Then become a control S. So what is an error we are getting here? Order by. So for that order by, we are just using an A. Yes, C. So we are using yes. Okay, we are just getting an error over here. So order by just need to use by and descending order. It's going to save the code. Okay, I got the problem. We won't able to order by an function within a where function as well. So we need to. There is another type of syntax when we are using in the descending and ascending order of an order by. Here we just are removing an industry function here from an where, and then going to order by the list. So here I am putting on a control S. So now what is the error? So in the problem statement I am going to find it over here. Before we have an unexpected token. So account list, select ID, name, industry, and rating from account. Order by and descending order. It's okay. Then is happening. ACC is going to ACC village, printing on ACC. So now we just remove it. So let us see what is an error. So we are just going to remove it. Then click on Control S. So we are facing a system error or a server side error. Which error? Okay. Here we have an uh, error in order by method. So we are using an order by in another method, another way. So order by descending DES. Then we are going to here. So for the order by, I just need to check and syntax over here. So we have an order by. Okay, we are going to create an order by function here. So for the creation of order by function, we just need to define an order by list. So ACC list, I'm going to use it over here, and then I'm clicking on ascending functions. For the ascending, I use an ASC. So I'm just going to print it. Control S. So here again we are getting an error. For what we are getting? No such entry. ACC list. We have an entry. Okay, so here by using an not using an ACC list, we just need to use a name here for the sorting purpose. For which person function you or a variable you want to order by the function. So I just order by on a list. So name. So I'm using a name here. If you order by an ID, so you can use an ID here or industry or rating, whatever it may be. So you can write it here over an order by function. Then just click on Control S, Control E. So going to save it, going to execute it. Click on execute. After execution, just debug, and here you are able to see the name is starting from A, and here his name is going to S X uh, S. So here like that you are able to find it over here. So here is an ascending. Now I am using a descending. For the descending purpose, you have an DESC. So here I am going to write an ASC for ascending, DESC for a descending. For null, we have a null first or last. Last. So if you want the first or first or last or last. So firstly we have used an ascending, descending, and you can just run that code. I'm using directly a null. So here I'm going to write a null. Null first. If I'm going to print it. Control S. Saving it for just getting an error what the function is saying. So we cannot provide an first like that. So firstly we'll check the syntax. So here is in documentation. So you are able to see the order by field ACC or increment decrement. So ascending and descending order. So here is a null operator, so you can use it first or last. So what is saying null first and or last. So order null record at the beginning, null first or end null last of the result. By default, null values are sorted first. So it is sorted first by default. You just don't need to do anything except this. You just want to do some such an operation. So you can find it over here. Some examples, and you just want to copy. Then you are able to copy it from here. I'm just provide pasting over here for the understanding purpose. I'm just taking. So here do by field name ACC increment or decrement. Suppose we are using an ACC null as, so it's by default as first, so I'm using at last. Then going to remove that semicolon at over here. So okay, then I'm going to print it as okay, okay, done. Order by here field name is name, so I'm using a name as a field name, and everything is okay. Now I'm going to remove that method. Just control S. So now let us see it will save or not. So it saved, but error is not gone. So we will only use it in a query editor. So just forget about the null method. So you can use an ascending or a descending method as well. So null is already first, so it will execute first on one account. So like that you are able to use an ascending or a descending operation. Then we are going to use an bind variable. So here is in a bind variable. So we have a bind variable as a string integral collection list set and map. So we have a string list set and map. I just creating a bind variable for integer. So for the integer creating a bind variable for the integer. Yeah, I just need to create a one integer variable. So integer. Suppose I am creating an account. Revenue is equals to 100, and I'm closing it. Then I'm going to add here account revenue. So yeah, waiting after that. I'm going to edit and open an Salesforce and a Salesforce object. So here object manager account. I just go to field and relationship. Here I just want to find an account revenue. So here is an account revenue. I'm going to copy that name of an API field name. Then I'm going to here. So account field name is going to put over Yeah, so firstly I'll put it over here. So for displaying purpose, and then I'm going to add it here, just removing that method order by and creating another method. So where then I just need to define that API name. So where annual revenue is equals to, then I just need to put that column. Then I use an AR. So what is happening here? So annual revenue is comparing is equals to 100. At that time, this code will going to execute. So I just click on Control S for the saving purpose, or you can use greater than equals to. So that operator, but this column is very much important. You need to give it, and I'm going to save it. Control E, going to execute it. So here, while opening a debug section, you are able to see a record is greater than 100. So here is 100 and greater than 100. All the record are available. Then we will move forward with the sets. So we are having a set list and a map for the collection. Suppose we are having a blind blind variable variable as just give me a second, blind variable as we have blind variable as string 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 integer, and we have as a collection like goddess collection space collection. Okay, then collection we have an list. So list of contact, list of goods, list. We have a set. We have a map, map, map. We have a tree collection over here. List set and map. List set and map we have here. So we are having an list set and map, and then okay, this particular by collection list set and map continuing in the collection. Okay, then I'm going to okay, done. So let us move forward with the list and set. So for that purpose, we have already a list. Now we are going to create and set. So set for the creation of set, I'm just going to set it. ID is ACC then is equals to new. Here we are going to use and set again. For the set of ID done, going to this isn't set. So for set we have a list. From list we are just going to give an ID to a set. So for method I am using a set of account dot ID. Yeah, I am going to add it for an ACCID start at. So, so now we have added an ACCID into a set. So we just need to create an one another list. Yeah, so we are just using a set of IDs here, so we would don't want to. We just we don't need to define here for account name and where annual revenue is also we don't need to define for the purpose we are using. Okay, done. If you want to use a limit, you can use a limit as well for entire record only. So I am for the better understanding, I am going to use a limit as in 10 records. Okay, then I am going to create and one another list. So for that purpose, I am just creating another list over here. Okay, just wait. Then here I am just going to create one another list. So it list will contain an account. So here list will contain an account. ACCO account. Then we have an ACC list one. We are creating a new list, and then we are creating a new. So new. We have a list. So we are creating an ACC account list. So account list we have created. Then what will going to happen? Just delete it. Okay, then here is enough. So select, suppose ID. I wanted ID name. Then I wanted a rating. Then okay, I just want an ID name and rating, and then I want an just I'm defining it from account. I'm taking account taking an object, and I'm going to use an where function here. So here where ID in, I'm using an in function. So where ID in, so I'm using in that column because this column is very important. ACC IDs. So what is happening here? So firstly, we got put a semicolon over here, and let us print an let us print that loop over here. So here I'm going to I'm going to put it here. So B ACC list one with rates, and here I'm going to use a system debug ACC. Okay, then going to save it, going to control E. Let's execute it. So here I'm going to execute it. After the execution, what we are saying, so here we are getting on records. So IDs, names, ratings. So what is happening in a code? So I'll just quickly discuss about what is happening in the code. So we have just created an set. So here we have a list of accounts. So here we are getting an account IDs. So that account IDs we are going to store in the set of IDs. So that set of IDs matching with a new ID. So here we have the set of IDs. Suppose we have a 10 IDs. So that 10 IDs will matching with these IDs. So where ID in ACIDs means and this ID is matching with a new IDs, and for that IDs record we are going to find it over here, and printing on that ID record here. Okay, got it? If you don't got it yet, I'll discuss again. Okay. For the list, we have created a list of IDs. Then this list of IDs is containing an loop. So while iterating a loop, we have giving a account for ACC list. So we are storing a list into a ACC block. Then that ACC is containing an ID. So that ID we are going to add it in a IDs. So here IDs, that ID is going to add it in the set. So IDs is a name of set. So IDs is going to add in the set. So what we are going to create, we have created in one another list. So where ID is in a set. So what is means where ID is in set. So when ID is in a set, that time we will going to get a record for that IDs only. Suppose in a ACC ID we have an one, so as an ID number. So now we are finding an ID number one. For that ID number one, we are finding their name, rating, and account. So like that. And here, what is going to define? So is account ACC is a variable of a list ACC one. So this list ACC will store in our ACC, and ACC is going to print it over here. So that is happening. So now let us quickly move with an aggregation function. So we have an aggregation function as a count, distinct, minimum, maximum, and average sum. So we'll go to the query editor. I just quickly show you how it will work. So here is an ID, and we have an suppose for the so we have an select count. So we are just using an count function over here. Firstly, so count of name. So how many name in the record we have, we will find it out here. So here name is from where you want to find. So from account I want to find. Right, account. Then let us execute. So here is an name is 85. So I just move forward with an account distinct. So account D S T I N G TINC distinct. Okay, we are moving forward with an account distinct. So account distinct name record is 63. So what is happening here? If we have a file record such as A is having a value as an thousand, B is having a value as a thousand, C is having a value as a thousand, D is having a value as a 2000, E is having a value as a 3000. So three record of containing a 1000 value, one record is containing a 2000 value, and one record is containing a 3000 value. So count distinct, what will going to count, it will count only three records. So 1000, 2000, and 3000. But count method will count an 1000 for A, 1000 for B, 1000 for C, and 2000 for D, and 3000 for E. So all the record will contain in a count object, but distinct count will contain on only record which is not similar. Means we have a value as in thousand, so they will count a once only. They will not going to count an every time. So that is known as a count. So here I am just using an suppose I am using a minimum method. So finding a minimum for the name, we won't be able to find a minimum. We just need a number. So we are using an annual revenue. So annual revenue. Okay. Annual revenue. Then I'm going to execute it. Okay. Just going to execute it. Annual revenue having an error. So firstly, we'll find an annual revenue. Here I am just going to account having annual revenue. Control C, Control V. So just put execute. So minimum annual revenue is 50. So this type you can find it. So I am finding a maximum annual revenue. So I am pretty execute here. So maximum annual revenue is that, and here I am just going to execute an average. So I am using an AVG. Click on execute. Then average annual revenue is this 4081578.531426 so this is average. Then I am going to find a sum, so I am writing a sum, click on execute. So here sum of annual revenue is 8571330150. So that type you are able to find it. So that is all about an SOQL. We'll discuss an advanced things later.